I came to take just.
Okay, good evening, colleagues. Good evening to everyone for coming this evening to this symposium. We have only 2 hours, and I tell you, that is a very, very little amount of time to do anything that is great, but we will do our best. So welcome this evening. My name is Dr Nwaru. For those who are joining joining our platform for the first time, I'll be taking you through this symposium or workshop, whatever you call it, or you choose to call it this evening. I have 2 of my colleagues in the house, Dr. Eman and Dr. Ajibola Oladejo. Dr. Eman is the SFI Director of Science and Communications, and Dr. Oladejo is the Director of Administration. So I will just give them 3 seconds to just welcome you, and then we will kick off. Eman, over to you, please. Eman, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Eman seems to be far away from us. Ajibola, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, sir. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Please, you would have to be there. Muted. Okay. Good evening, everyone. And my name is Dr. Ajibola Oladejo, and I'm the ASFI Director of Administration. And I'm happy to welcome you all on board. We are really going to have a really good time together. So please, let's pay attention and get the most out of this free refresher course. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Ajibola. Eman, you're here now?
Yes. Sorry, I have a technical problem with my audio. Hello, everyone. I am Iman Sobh, Associate Professor of Chest Diseases at Al-Azhar University in Cairo, Egypt, and I am the Director of Science and Communication. Welcome to this interesting course, and we hope you will enjoy it, and you all will have application for what you have learned in your practice. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Eman. All right, so welcome again. One of the rules we have is that, please, if you are not speaking, don't forget to mute yourself. We will not really waste time to send people out. So please mute yourself if you are not speaking. Just mute yourself. I think that is and should be easy to do, to mute yourself. Otherwise, we have soldiers in the house who can kick you literally off, and then it's not really palatable to come in again. So please mute yourself if you are not speaking. And then if you want to speak, just use the raise hand button. It should be somewhere on your screen. Raise it, and I will recognize you. So it's a refresher. It means that you have had some background in it. All right. It also means that perhaps you are intending to have a more in-depth exposure to these issues. This refresher into Rayyan and Meta Analysis with SPSS is an offshoot of the ASFI course in systematic reviews and meta-analysis. If you have not attended that course before, and you have not attended any course in systematic review and meta-analysis, it doesn't mean you can't be here. You can still be here and follow us, but it means that many things will be quite superficial to you. All right. And maybe this may be a platform to really convince you to come into that course when next it is organized. It's usually maybe around February or March next year, it will come up. So if you have not attended it before, at least you can ask those who have. I think there are quite a lot of things you'll be exposed, and it doesn't matter which field you are. And you know, ASFI trainings are usually multidisciplinary in focus. So if you have not attended it before, plan to attend. And I would like to say that if you are not an ASFI, goodness me, it's a long time I heard things like this. Somebody is really enjoying this symposium as well as is that disco or what? Goodness me. Oh well, that made lots of impression on me. Thank you that you were able to see it quickly and meet yourself. All right. So please, the rule is mute yourself, and mute yourself. Otherwise, we will kick you out. Trust me, we will do that. We'll kick you out if you don't mute yourself. As you join, mute yourself. Anyway, so I was saying that if you have not joined, I was saying that if you are not an SFI member in this house, all right? If you are not an SFI member in this house, please. Mary, can you mute yourself, please? If you're not an SFI member in this house, please try. The year is almost coming to an end, but still, there are things that are in front of us. We'll have courses, and the economy is not the best for most people nowadays. The members receive very judicious discounts. Some actually attend the courses free of charge. Some attend discount upon the member discounted fee also. All right. So if you want to attend the courses like the Smart Review Meta-Analysis in the future, it's good to register yourself as an SFI member. If not for the remaining part of this year, but from January, when the annual membership registration for 2024 will start, it's good to register because you will get a lot of things as a member discount. So it's important. And this course, as I mentioned, is very important course, regardless of any field you are. It's a course that will take you into critical moments of analysis of what you are actually doing as a researcher and as a scientist, right? So, so if many things don't make sense to you this evening, just note that. Okay, before I start, let me just take a quick survey. Is there anyone who has been using Rayyan here? Just use the raise hand button. Is there anyone who has been using Rayyan here previously? You have used it. Just raise your hand. Yeah, I can see some people. Yeah. All right. Okay. Several people. Several people. All right. So there are those who have not been. Okay, you can bring your hand down. Is there anyone who has never used it, who has never been introduced? who has never been introduced to Rayyan before? Is there anyone here who has never been introduced to Rayyan? You have never encountered it before. All right. Okay, I can see a couple of hands. Yeah, all right. All right, you can put your hands down. Is there anyone who has been using it but is still struggling? Is still struggling to master? Is there anyone who has been using it but is still struggling? Okay. Okay, you can put your hands down. Let me ask my last question. I don't know, maybe some people are not hearing me. Maybe they're hearing me, but let me see if I can get enough people in this last question. All right. Is there anyone who wants to know how to use Rayyan here? Is there anyone who wants to know how to use Rayyan? All right. We have only 10 hands, 12 out of almost 50 hands. All right. So it means that many of us here are not interested in this symposium. Okay, no problem. Bring your hand down. We'll still do what we want to do for the sake of those who want to learn how to. Other people, you may not need to worry yourself. Just enjoy our session. Yeah, bring your hand down. All right. The next question I want to ask is, is there anyone who has done meta-analysis before with SPSS in this house? All right. Is there anyone who has done meta-analysis with theta in this house? Is there anyone who has done meta-analysis with R in this house? Okay. All right. Only one hand. Is there anyone who, apart from Olabisi here, is there any other person who has ever done meta-analysis with any program at all? Goodness me. Is there anyone who wants to learn how to do meta-analysis with SPSS in this house? Okay. Good. Now I can see that you are awake. All right. Okay. No problem. Okay, you can bring your hands down. So we're at the right place, but we have 2 hours. It means that really many of you who are so much interested will have to come to the systematic review course. Maybe we can organize a mini course sometime of systematic review, but focus on meta-analysis only for those who had previously attended the ASFI training in systematic review. All right, so that was good responses to the questions. All right, so what is Rayyan? Rayyan is free. It's a web-based program or software or whatever you call it, tool, app, or that helps to walk through the literature screening of the systematic review process. All right. The systematic review process has an issue of how to collect, how to collect the literature, screen them, and sift them to arrive at the ones that meet the criteria for inclusion in your systematic review. So that process of sifting through the literature and coming to those that actually should be included is facilitated through Rayyan. All right. But why Rayyan? Why Rayyan? Because there are other reference database management around. You can do things like that with Mendeley. You can do with RefWorks, the most common ones. You can do with EndNote. Yeah, these are very common ones that are out there. But why Rayyan? Why are we looking at Rayyan? The issue is that Rayyan is free. I know that Mendeley is free as well. RefWorks is based on subscription. EndNote is not free. So it is free. It is web-based, which means that you don't need to have it in your computer to use it. So wherever you go, you have internet, you can log into your this thing, and of course, EndNote, Mendeley nowadays, RefWorks have a similar system. But the other thing is that Rayyan has some features we're going to see that are actually very attractive and makes it better to an extent with the other programs. And one of those features is that Rayyan is very collaborative. All right, if you want to collaborate between colleagues, Rayyan is very, very good in that sense. It's very, very good. Yeah, so some of these features will make it really attractive. And I think once we go through it this evening, you will realize some of these things I've just mentioned. You realize. All right, so on the Rayyan website, looking at the issues there, it says some of the benefits, importing references. So please remember to mute yourself. So you can import large files from different databases. You have such a literature. You can import all kinds of formats into Rayyan. It is very good in that. One other feature that Rayyan has that is very good is the deduplication. Before, Rayyan has issues with duplication that it can only identify the duplicate, but it couldn't remove it. But it has now that, and then it has the auto resolver of duplicates. What means is that it can help you to easily automatically remove or resolve the duplicates. One fantastic thing with Rayyan regarding deduplication is that it can calculate for you, for duplicates it has found, it can calculate for you the percentage of similarity between the duplicated items. You can calculate the percentage, and so you can from there make a decision whether you want to look at the duplicates, carefully again, or just automatically resolve them. But there is a caveat here. There's a caveat here in the duplicate. Rayyan started being free in most of his component, or not, I mean, all of his component, but now it has reserved some items, some functions to premium members. Well, I'm an ordinary member, just to let you know. So I'm not a premium member. So functions like auto resolver are for premium members. So we can't do that with what we are doing here. So just for you to know. Collaborate. Yeah, Rayyan, as I said earlier, facilitate collaboration. You can blind people so that when they are working through their pile of references, resolving it, screening it, they will not be able to see it, what they are doing to enhance what do I say? That we do not actually cheat ourselves in that, so Rayyan is good in that. All right. Yeah, you can chart relevance, ranking. Yeah, the Rayyan is AI enabled. Meaning that it can read your activities to make sense of what you are trying to do, in your screening, and so you can interpret that and make some user-friendly suggestions to help you go through this thing. You will see that as we go through this. Who is disturbing us with that noise? My goodness. Okay. How can I say? Okay. Yeah. So there are several things. I will not go through this one by one. I think you'll be able to see them from this side. But one thing I want to mention is that one thing I saw in Rayyan that has really fascinated me a bit. This is also for premium members, the Prisma. You can easily build your Prisma flow chart from Rayyan. All right, you can make your Prisma flow chart based on what you have done in Rayyan, and that is quite fascinating. What they have been able to get into that. So so if you want to take advantage of all its functionalities, please register as a premium member, and I think you'll be happier than myself when you do that. Okay, so let's quickly go through the steps, and I will take you through the system quickly. Remember, this is a workshop, it's a symposium, it's not a course. If you are doing it in real life, you will practice this yourself over and over and over until you come to the realities of what you have done. So mind you, somebody is I don't know whether the person is paying attention to this program. Or the person is, what kind of music is that? Is that disco or African style or what? How can you be able to concentrate in the midst of that jubilation? Anyway, some people are superstars. They can do many activities at the same time. Okay, so the first is to register your account with Rayyan. All right. Many of the things we do here, I think some of you will begin to cry, please, you're too fast and that. Please, honestly speaking, you can if you want to ask question, please raise your hand. Okay, you can come back to this. You have the slide, that is one, and then you have the recordings. Okay, so so that you don't get lost. So you can just watch me what I'm doing. If you can't replicate it immediately, come back later and practice it. Practice makes perfect. So you register your account with Rayyan. You search the databases for relevant literature. Okay, so we have different literatures, and we have sent the files of the searches that have been done in different literature, in different databases. You search the different databases, and then you do you hear me? Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you hear me clearly? It seems some are complaining that I'm not audible. All right, I can see many hands are giving thumbs up that they hear me clearly. So perhaps the problem is your end. All right, great. Okay. Adotun, do you want to ask a question or okay, just yeah, okay. All right, so there are many databases we have. What is happening? That I'm not audible. Goodness me, I'm still not audible. Do you hear me clearly now? Those who don't hear me clearly. Okay, so all right. So some people hear me clearly, some people don't hear me clearly, then it means it is not my problem. It's not my problem, I think. Great. All right. So then once you have searched the databases, you save. You save your papers in the relevant format, and usually there are some formats that are quite general. They're adaptable to different systems. That is a format we call RIS. Honestly, I've forgotten what it means at this moment. So you do that, and then you sign into Rayyan, and then from Rayyan you import the papers. You can invite collaborators to the review. You do blinding, and then you perform the literature review. All right. So in terms of database, I mentioned there are different databases that can be searched. These are some of the conventional ones that are available on online. You also have other ones, other systems that are not conventional. They are they contain unpublished materials, and then you have other places you can also obtain the literature. All right. Okay, yeah, I see Olabisi has helped me here to say RIS, Research Information System. Yes, thank you for that. Honestly speaking, many times you get used to some terminologies without any more thinking about what they actually mean. All right. We have used this example before. Those who were there, the last tips and tricks we had last year, the last one was on searching databases, and we used this example. I will use it here again: mobile phone use and brain cancer. And I will not go through the system of how to search the database or how to dissect your topic, how to formulate your search strategy. I will not do that. Okay, that's not the purpose of this workshop. Its purpose is to refresh on using Rayyan. If you want to know that, please go and look at the tips and tricks. In December last year, we purposely put it at the time people will be enjoying their Christmas time, and see how many people can think about saying that. And of course, we had much people than we expected. So you can look at that again, or you try to register to attend the ASFI course on systematic review and meta-analysis. All right. Next year, February or March, you should be able to have that. All right. So in PubMed, the search strategy we have used is here. You can see it here, what has been used to search it. In Embase, you have also how the search strategy that has been used. You have the Web of Science search strategy that we use. And then you have Scopus that has been used. And so once all these are searched, then the next thing is to import them to the relevant databases you're going to use. But in this case, we are using Rayyan. All right. So let's use Rayyan, my people. That is why we are actually here. I hope everybody is happy with that. If you're not happy, just let me know. All right, so let me go to my I go to okay. This is the Rayyan. Okay, this is where we are. And then I go and I sign in. Takes a few seconds to get, yeah, now it's here. So this is what appears. Rayyan is actually developing and introducing some introducing some upgrade to its system. I think more things will be coming up in the future. But once you come here, you will see my reviews, the reviews I'm collaborating on, translation, only reviews, other reviews, and so on and so forth. All right. And so I want to start a new review now. I want to bring a new review now. And so you have the new review button there, and you give it a name. This is mobile phones and brain cancer. Brain cancer. Brain cancer. All right. Research field, medicine and human health. Yeah, that is fine. Review type, systematic review. And here you can see you can do different types of reviews here. All right. You can do different types of reviews. Research domain, biomedicine. Yeah, biomedicine is what it is. And then of course you can give description. I don't need any description there. So I just click create. I just click create. And it is creating. It is creating. Okay. Now it has created. Okay. It said new search for review, mobile phones and brain cancer. It's there. It's created there. Now, what we need to do is to upload references. You can import directly from Mendeley, but now we have sent the files to you beforehand. And so this is where we use those files, not the Excel file. The Excel file is for the meta-analysis, but the other files, all right? So I will go select files. I will go to my system. I'll go to my system and I will let me see, get what I am looking for. I will get it into so I need how many of those files? One, Google Scholar, one, two, Scopus. So I will select all those and I will upload. It's uploading. You can see it here. It's uploading. All right. Just give me a second. Somebody is somebody needs my help, and I'm not sure how I can get this. Okay. All right. I'm solving it. Good. Okay, thank you, Ajibola, for that. Okay, so now we have uploaded. We have uploaded everything. They are all here. All right, everything looks good. I will continue. Just watch what is happening. Just watch it. You can see what is happening in different places. Do you still hear me clearly? Just give me a thumbs up if you hear me clearly. Great, great. Okay, so now we have 2,954 items, and they are here. Okay, and so this is the window of Rayyan. Detect duplicates. When you search one database, then you don't need to worry about duplicate. But when you search different databases, like here we have uploaded items from, I think, 4 databases. And so you can think about duplicate, because the contents of the different database overlap to some extent. All right. So it means that one database may have items that are some items that are in another database. Okay, so you can detect duplicates and the other things you can do there. You can export once you have finished doing your screening. You can export, you can copy, you can go back to the beginning. So if I click this here now, all reviews, if I click all reviews, I click here, to see what happened. It takes me back to the beginning here. And here you can see the review I have made now is here. All right, then I can click this one. Now, the next thing I did was to say you can invite people. Let me see. The first 3 persons, the first 3 persons that can put their email here on the, if you just do it, if you're using your computer to join and your network is good, just send the first 3 persons that will send their email on the chat box. I will invite them, and then we'll see what happens. The first 3 persons that will put their emails on the chat box, I will invite them. Okay, I got the first one. Got John. One more. Okay. Oh, it's enough. Goodness me, I need only 3. You have saturated my chat with a lot. Okay, so I will show you what happens so we can invite. All right, we can invite. And inviting, I don't know if you're seeing the pop-up screen. I don't know if you're seeing the, oh, what is happening to this one now? Okay, so I don't know if you're seeing the pop-up screen. I will show you. Yeah, so this is pop-up screen here. Okay, so I will invite as collaborator, and I'll put the email of the first person I got here. Message, join my review. So I will invite. So that person is invited. Let me see the next person here. Let me see the next person. I have John. I invite him, and you see what happens? Immediately I invited him. Immediately I invited him. The blinding turns on automatically. All right. Let me invite the next person. That is John. So please check your email. Please join my review. Close. And then the third person now is who? Obona Chukuka. And I'll invite, please join my review. Please check your emails and join. Please check your email and join. All right. So let's see. So the 3 people I've invited now are here. Collaborators. I can delete them. Now, you can see that Rayyan gives you options to follow up what is happening in the review. So just follow me carefully. So this is Obona Chukuka. This is John. This is Gospel Adegoke. And now what is happening here is the screening we are going to do. They have not started. You see, you can see whatever they do will be reflected. How much they have gone through the screening will be reflecting. How much is left, how much is been done. And here you have the number of minutes they have spent in the review. So if somebody is telling you, yeah, I've been going there, don't worry, I'm working on it. Sometimes you don't need to ask them. You can come and see how much time they have spent there. So they can't play you while you're in the Nigerian palace. They can't play you. They can't play games. You follow them up. And then how many times they have visited, how many sessions they have come here. So they can come 100 times and spend only 30 minutes in those 100 times. So you can see that they are just trying to come here and leave without doing much. They can also come once and spend long time and do tangible things, so you can follow up what is happening. Now, when the blinding is turned on, only the creator of this review can see all these things. These ones will not see what they are doing. And everybody will have their own interface. All right? Everybody will have their own interface. So you can delete the review. If you want to go to the review, now you click show. And it will take you to the review screen. All right. So Rayyan is very sensitive system. And so it has gone, as I said, it is AI built. It has gone through all this and it has now formulated, what do you call this something? What do you call it? And somebody write, I easily forget this. What do you call it? This mapping of key terms here. And the bigger they are, the more common they are across. All right. So Rayyan has done that based on the topics it has detected across the papers, and then it has also done based on locations. All right. Is it mind map? Is it mind map or word map or something like that? Anyway, that is not word map. Okay, word map. Yeah. All right. So this is based on where the papers are coming from. And then it has the journal authors, year. It has, if you want to, it's giving you it's giving you different options. If you want to search key, so it has given these key terms based on what it has observed. So if you want to focus on certain papers for inclusion or exclusion, you can, if you just click here, what word can we use now? What word can we use? Brain. All right, if I type brain in this box, it has included it here. And so out of the 2,954 papers, it's giving me that there are 1,220 papers that have brain. All right. If I do again, let me say mobile phones. All right, that was a keyword in our listing. And there are 891 papers. What this would do is to help you to target those papers, and you can include them. If you want to exclude some papers, for instance, we are interested in mobile phones and brain cancer in humans. That is our list. So you can say here, if you click here, you can say animals. You say animal. Okay, it has already animals before. Okay, it has already there before. It has already there. So because you're not interested in animals, if you use this, it will help you to now locate these papers and exclude them easily, quickly, and then return to the ones you focus. Now, this is where the activities go. And here shows what you're doing. And so undecided means we have not done any screening. We have not done any screening. Those that are invited, have you gone into this? Have you accepted my invite and come into this? Maybe they are just enjoying what I'm doing only. Anyway, please see if you can accept it, because the colleagues we need to show them in the end. All right, how this works. We need to use that example. So this is where the work goes through, and the screening we do here will reflect in it. So if we indicate a paper to be included, it will be increasing this number, and this number of undecided, as we take actions, this number of undecided will be going down, while the papers, so accept it. Lyndon, I didn't invite you. Why are you complaining? John says invitation still yet to arrive. Okay. And then excluded, if you exclude, the number here will be increasing as well, and this will be decreasing. Now we'll go to the this thing. We'll go to this thing. Let me click here. Just watch what happens if I click this one. Just watch what happens even if I click here. Okay, well, before I click, the first thing you do is to detect duplicate. Detect duplicate. Let me click here. All right. This will clear all duplicate resolutions you have made till now. Yeah, we have not made anyone anyway, but let's, okay. And starting duplicate detection, that is what it's doing. So let's wait for it to do that. So it's still doing that, still working. Yep. Look at what it says. 1,219 duplicates found. All right. And once it has finished this, it has added another layer. The first layer was this before, undecided, but now it has added another layer. And so there are 1,219 duplicates found. So let's click here, this one. If you click here, it will activate and bring out the duplicate. And so one thing good with Rayyan is that it gives you, for the duplicate, the percentage of similarity between the duplicate it has found. All right, and you can then decide what to do. You can decide what to do. So here it has the first paper, time trends in mobile phone use and glioma incidence. If you go down, okay, this one didn't include. If you click resolve duplicates, now it will say whether to delete or this is not a duplicate. But why is it not giving us the other one here? Why is it not giving us the other one? Okay. So yeah, so I started with the second one. So now, yeah, so here is the paper. So the two papers that are duplicate, it has given you down here. And then you can compare them and see whether they are duplicates indeed. All right. And then if you think they're duplicate, you can delete. If you delete, one of them is gone, only one of them is kept. And you can do that throughout the screening. Resolve duplicates, and then it will. In fact, this one has 3 papers that have similar. So you have to look at it carefully. This is can be time consuming when you're doing it manual like this, and that is why Rayyan has left the auto resolver to those with premium membership. All right, we can say delete. After checking, we can say delete, and what it has done is it will keep only one. All right, we don't have time to go through all of them now, but that is how the duplicate is done. If you're a premium member, what Rayyan will do, it will give you options and ask you if you want to use the auto resolver. Do you want to exclude papers? Do you want to resolve the duplicate based on what percentage of similarity? So you have to indicate that. So if you indicate 95% or 90%, so all those papers that have similarity from 90% upward, it will resolve them and just keep one of their duplicated paper. Okay, I have in hand. I have Olabisi, please.
Thank you, Bright. I wanted to just know if we have, for example, showing 3 duplicates, we delete 1, we delete 2, we leave 1.
Yeah. So once you click delete, if there are 3, If they are 5, if they are 10, no matter the number, it will only keep one and remove the others. Once you ask it to delete, that's what it will do. All right. So, okay. Now let's go to the undecided here. Okay. Let's go to undecided. Oh, it wants me to resolve this duplicate. Yeah. Okay. Now it has returned me to this one now. Oh, it's still going to my duplicate. So, well, Rayyan seems to want us to resolve the duplicate first, which is reasonable. So we don't have time to resolve all those now. So let's assume that we have resolved it, the duplicate. Let's assume that we have resolved the duplicate. Now this is the way the. Okay, so well, I will start. I will start from the listing again, so that we can avoid that. I hope it doesn't repeat that again. So, okay, I have Chuka. I guess, yeah. So you can see this is me. This is me. None of them has joined me. They are just enjoying what I'm doing. They don't want to join so that we can see what happens. Okay, now it has returned me to what I'm looking for. Okay, so it has returned me to this now. This is what I'm looking for. Because we can't resolve all this. So, but you see what that happens. You go and resolve the duplicates before you start the screen. But now this is what happens. You go one by one as you put this here. If you click here, you can see it shows. And the first thing you do is to screen by yeah, the blind is on, so you have to. Are you not seeing? Can't you see your own this thing? Chukuka, can't you see your own things? Who is annotating for me? For Christ's sake?
You need to make blind off from your side, Brian.
What do you mean blind off?
Listen. This is blinded, so I think you will not see what they have done. Yes.
Really? I will see. Yeah, I know, but have they accessed their own distance? Have they accessed their own? Can you access your own distance? Yeah, I know that. But if you start working, I should be able to see what you're doing. I should be able to see what you're doing. I should be able to see what you're doing here. Can you start screening? Okay, maybe you're waiting for me to show you what you should do. So this is what you should do now. This is what you should do. So now this one, the first one, you screen. The first stage is to screen by title or abstract. So if the title is not clear, look at the abstract. The usual cellular telephone use does not increase the risk of brain tumors. All right. So this one, I can say, well, at this time, I include it. So here is where you make decision to include. maybe, exclude. Include, maybe, exclude. So let me say I include this one. So if I include, you can see my name is written there. And here, included is 1. It was 2950 before. This is reduced. All right, I go to the next one. If I say include, all right, like that. If I include, it continues. If I include, you can see what is happening. This side, my name is coming. If I exclude, it shows red. All right, these are excluded, these are included. And maybe if you are not sure of a paper, you can say maybe, and that is also changed. This is the way you do the screening, and then you work on it throughout until you finish. Once you finish doing your own and your collaborators have done theirs, then what you do is you come here and you can see I have done 99.6% is still left to be done. Okay, and this person is doing already. All right, 99.8% undecided is left to be done. So once this is done, everything is finished, I can blind off. Blind off. And when I click blind off, I show the review. You see, when I show it, what happens is that you can see those who have worked. Mine is there, Chuka is there. If John does, John will come somewhere, and so on and so forth. And the decision we have made, you can see on this one now, I have said no, and Chuka has said yes. Okay, I've said no, and Chuka has said yes. And here we need to resolve it. We need to resolve it by discussion. Are you sure it should be excluded, right? Then I will look at it again. Chuka, why do you say it should be included? You can look at it again, and then you could discuss. And if peradventure, I agree with Chuka that this should be included instead of excluded. So what I will do is to click this and change my decision by just clicking include, and this will change. All right, that is the way. And maybe we discuss this, and Chuka said, well, we don't agree. We don't agree. I mean, you can give excuses. Okay, I say, well, I agree that this should be included. Well, Chuka said, well, I don't think so. Then I can change it. So just highlighting, and you can change your decision. And maybe we say, well, I don't think so. Let's just put maybe, and can we discuss with a senior colleague to arbitrate our decision, to give their opinion. All right. So this is the way this happens. And if eventually we look at those that are included, so if I click included, it will filter those that have included. And once we are ready, I can export this. I click this export. And here you have options of things to export. Do you want to export all of them, or you want to export the 8? So I click the 8, and then you can use different formats here: refman format, BibTeX, EndNote format, CSV. You can use any of those formats, and then you click export. And it will send me email to download the exported material. Close it. All right, any question? Any question, please? I think this is how far we can go with it, Rayyan. Any question? Okay, I have Chukuka. My people ask questions, so ask questions. Don't only listen. Ask questions if anything is confusing. Is it too difficult for you? Well, I have the video and then you. All right, Chukuka, please unmute yourself and speak.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bright Nwaru. I enjoyed your class so far and the collaboration. It's just for you to probably expand a little bit on what could make you influence your decision on which format to export it, either RefMan, is it RefMan, RefWorks, or CSV, whatever. What would actually influence your deciding to use this or that format?
Well, sometimes it may be what you have in your system. You may not have EndNote. So if you don't have EndNote in your system, then it's not useful to export it as EndNote because you wouldn't be able to open the file. If you RefMan, usually will give you the RIS format, and then you can maybe open it in other programs. But if you don't have any of those, any other system in your list, you can use CSV, and perhaps you want to look at those papers and obtain their full text. So perhaps CSV, and sometimes you may want to create the reference list of your paper. So you can use. So different things. It depends on what you have, and then of course the purpose of that export, what you want to do with that export. Once you have done the title and abstract screening, the next thing will be to obtain the full text of the paper. So perhaps you want to go and obtain the full text of the paper and search for them from maybe the internet, from different databases to obtain their full text. So that may be one way. All right, I hope that is clear for you. All right, I have.
Yes, that is clear. That's clear.
Yeah, I have. Sorry, here. Is it retired Ambassador K.O. Makinde? We'll have a high-profile person here. Please, Ambassador, unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, Prof. Thank you very much, sir. I am Rotarian Ambassador Kazim Makinde. Well,
welcome.
Thank you so much for the presentation of this Rayyan. To a greater extent, it has enlightened my knowledge in the academic field. And my question is just that when you were uploading those articles, we couldn't, or probably it's from my side or so, I couldn't see your screen when you are uploading those articles into Rayyan. So does it mean that when we download the article from either Scholar, Google Scholar, or whatever form, is it the downloaded articles we are going to upload to Rayyan, or we are going to upload directly from Google Scholar to Rayyan?
No, so what you do is, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So I want to delete this. I want to delete it. All right, it's deleting. So this review will be totally taken away from, it's no longer there. It's gone. So if you want to start, you start with new, and then you make, let me just say mobile phone, things there. I select this one, medicine, and what I selected before, systematic review, review domain, biomedical, and I create. So here, now this, are you seeing my screen now? I see my screen. Ambassador Makinde he has muted himself. Okay, I want to hear from you while I'm doing this. So please, you can unmute yourself and talk to me.
Yes, I can see your screen now.
Okay, so you have searched the different databases, whether it's Google Scholar, the Scopus, Web of Science, you have searched them already. And you have saved what you have obtained in somewhere in your computer. And what I obtained, that is what was shared to you yesterday, and I think you got email today about that too. So you have those. And once you have signed into Rayyan, that is when you now upload those files. Select, you take the files from your system where you have saved them, and then you will upload. You see, you upload. Are you seeing what is happening?
Yeah, it's uploading.
Okay, so this is what happens now. You get it from somewhere in your system, and once it has finished, you will continue.
Okay.
And then it will.
Okay, that's fine.
It will upload. All right, so that is that one.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know most people are eager to go to SPS. Some people are already scratching their butt. When are you going to SPSS? That is why I am actually here. Don't worry. We will go to SPSS in a twinkling of an eye. Trust me. So we have used Rayyan, and that is where I can stop there. Every other thing on how you make this very much practical, you get those practical aspects on your own, or join the SFI systematic review and meta-analysis course. All right, so meta-analysis with SPSS. What is meta-analysis? It's use of statistics to summarize results of independent studies. All right, to summarize results of independent studies. The motivation for meta-analysis is, we have different studies that contribute to the systematic review. We have different studies that we include, and then we want to make a common statement of the underlying evidence. So the argument is the number of studies you have will usually increase the sample size of all the studies combined together, and that will give you the power to detect an effect that each study independently may not be able to detect. So the meta-analysis is a system where, when you use it, it will help you to get more precise estimates. All right. Then it facilitates the investigation of consistency or differences across studies. So it helps you to try to understand why are studies different in their own. All right, the premise is that the average of estimate from independent studies is closer to truth than estimates from individual studies. So there is a saying across different places in Africa. I hope so, but in my own place where I come from, Nigeria, there is a saying that majority is power. I think other places in Africa may have similar saying. I think so. And you can see this is illustrated with the concept of the broom. The concept of the broom. If you take a stick, one of the broom, just one. If you take one of those, yeah, they said the majority carry the vote. Who is somewhere? I didn't expect you to be saying that. Does that happen in Nigeria? Majority carry the vote. Goodness me, I thought that one. I mean, when it comes to election and maybe voting, I think that one, I don't know whether that one still obtains. Well, you can even ask the Cameroonians whether it is true if that happens in Cameroon or Nigeria or where again does it happen? Does it even happen in US? Maybe only in Sweden, Scandinavian countries. Anyway, let's not get into that argument because we will not finish that. But where things are done very well, I remember when I was young, they said that 2 heads are better than 1. And some people want to change it to 2 better heads. I said, no, 2 thieves will still better than 1 thief. So just leave it at 2 heads. Whether it's good heads or bad heads, they will outsmart 1. A well-conducted meta-analysis thus provides more precise estimate of effects, allows more objective appraisal of the overall evidence, and helps to explain possible heterogeneity of results. We will just introduce you to the SPSS. We may not go into details of each of these, but trust me, the meta-analysis process can help you deal with a number of issues to understand the landscape of the studies to contribute into your meta-analysis. So the first is to identify the studies, what we have done, and then you extract relevant information from each study. You extract the effect size from the studies, choose the procedure to use, perform the meta-analysis, evaluate the results, and if the result is clear, convincing, report your finding. If the results require further exploration, you can explore those. And then in the meta-analysis, we report the meta-analysis using what is called forest plot. And I hope you have seen this commonly out there. So the forest plot is what is used to report the results of meta-analysis. And there are different sections of the forest plot, which I will not go through now, but you can look at it yourself. So please take note of that. All right, so let's go to the SPSS practice here. Okay, so the first thing I do here is, let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing and I will close. I will close this. Okay, so I gave you a file, an Excel file. And so you open your SPSS, usually that is what you do. And then you open the data, and it takes you where the data is. You find your SPSS file, and then you check everything is well. And then I will open it. And so the Excel file you have, this is what the data is here. All right, data is here. If I go to the data view, you can the, no, this is the data view. You can see here what they contain. So you have the study ID, year of publication, country, publication decade, study design, population type, region, quality of grading, sample size, and so on and so forth. All right. Yeah, Olabisi has a question. So please, ask your question, please.
What we are seeing is an untitled data set. Is a blank view, not
oh
the
goodness
one that
me. Oh goodness me. Oh goodness me. Thank you for that. That is not good. That is not good. So I have been talking to myself for this one. So you can see it now. So SPSS actually duplicated my data and that's showing only what it wants to show. So this is the data I have uploaded from Excel. And then, yes, I see another hand. Hamidu, please. Hamidu.
Sir, yes, sir. Please, can you just go back a little bit because I don't how I open my SPSS. I don't know how am I going to pick that data that you send and now insert it into SPSS.
No, you have to go through the open in SPSS. See the open button here, or you go through File, Open. If you click File, Open, then you click Data Issue, then you find it. You find it from where you have saved it in your system. Find the Excel file. If you're using Windows, then you have to look for Excel, change your settings so they can find the Excel, and then you can upload.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is the variable view, and then we have the data view. I was telling you the different data, the variables that are there. The amount of variables we have here will, depend on what you're doing, what you have collected. So just pay attention. So I want to quickly take you through how you can perform your Lyndon is asking lots of questions, and he forgot that he just joined today. This was shared yesterday, Lyndon, and today through email. All right, I have Marian, please.
Okay, thank you, Professor Nwaru. My question is, does Rayyan work, or even this SPSS, do they work with qualitative studies, or it's just quantitative that have statistics that you can review using this?
In Rayyan, you can do qualitative. You can do screening for any type of study. You can do qualitative, yeah. But SPSS is primarily quantitative study. You understand? All right. Yes. Yeah, as I said, you don't need to be doing it as I'm doing it so that you don't take too much time and then you're confused. If you can be patient and just watch me, the video will be made available on our YouTube channel as soon as this is done. You will get it there. So please don't worry about that. So this will be the names of the studies. Is there anyone who wants me to use their name? Write their names. So you can say Nwaru, that is a surname. Et al. Nwaru et al. Okay, it doesn't want to. Let me leave it what I had it before. It's giving me trouble. So, but anyway, this is where you will put your the names of the studies. All right, the names of the studies. That is where you will put them. Okay. And then you have the year the study was published, the country, and so on and so forth. Okay. And then you have the estimates. Here, this study is looking at this is total death in the treatment group. It's like an intervention study or case control study. So you have the treatment group, you have the death in the treatment group, no death in the treatment group, total in the treatment group. And then you have you have the mean XT, whatever that is. But just to tell you, you can have the you can have continuous variable. You can have, this is the standard deviation, this is the mean, the standard deviation. You can have categorical variables as well. All right. Yeah, and other calculations have been made. So you have the risk ratio, lower confidence interval, risk ratio, upper confidence interval, log risk ratio, lower confidence interval, log risk ratio, upper confidence interval, and the standard error of the risk ratio. All right. So you will need these parameters to work through the meta-analysis in SPSS. And how you do that is go to, I have Miriam, please ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good evening, Prof. Please, I want to ask that this data, to use the data from your from systematic review in SPSS, do you have to import the data from Rayyan?
Nope.
Or you need to do your extraction first? You need to extract the data from your database first, from your included papers. You need to extract your data, then you work from the extracted data. Is that?
Yep.
Thank you.
So that's why I said that there are lots of things we did not cover here, because you have only 2 hours. If this is the course, then we have to do quite a lot of other things. So bear with me. Don't be angry once. Don't be angry once. It's just to tell you, a workshop like this gives you the highlight. But if you come to the course, we go to the details. The course is 40 hours, 8 hours each day, Monday to Friday. And here, we finished the Rayyan around 15 past the hour, and we are just dealing with this in less than 40 minutes or so. Nope, it can't work like that. In fact, when we start the meta-analysis, it takes almost 3 days to work through it. 8 hours each day. Okay. Yeah, there are so many things happening. Yeah, I see Greg. There are many things happening in ASF5 that some people are actually here and don't know why they are actually here. All right, Greg, please tell us what you have. Some people are in this forum and don't really know why they are in this forum. Greg,
Okay,
your this thing. Okay, speak now. Let's see.
all right, and thank you so much, Prof. Good evening from this side of the. So I want to find out something, Prof, because you had said that on the data, the study ID and as well as the country ID, we could change this to the various studies from the various researches done. Is this something that we could change one, or is there a way one could actually enter all those studies that were done that we actually expected from the file?
You do them. I just use this as an illustration to show you. This would then be the name of the authors, first authors or something like that. This is what should go in here. But I've just used this to show you that each of these will be individual studies.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Prof.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So once this is done, you are happy that your data is set. You go to Analyze, and then you have Meta-Analysis. Let's look at the continuous first. All right. And so if you look at the continuous, it gives you two options: raw data, that is if you have raw data, and then if you have pre-calculated data. So the raw data, if I click it, yeah, I have Simon what? Simon Agongo. Please unmute and speak.
Prof, thank you so much for the opportunity. So the data here refers to the results obtained from the various studies. Is it the case, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I also skipped that part. I also skipped that part on how to do the data extraction. That is not the purpose of this class, but if you come to the course, that will be clear. Yeah, Amido, please.
Sorry, you said we go to analyze, and then I didn't get what you said after analyze.
Analyze, you have meta-analysis there.
Okay, maybe the version of my this thing does not show meta-analysis. The version of my SPSS is
what version do you have?
22.
22. It doesn't have that. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, because this version is version what version am I even using? 28, version 28. So
I'm left behind.
No, you are not left behind. I mean, you can still do everything you want to do, but the SPS, the meta-analysis and SPSS came later on. But you just follow me. Yeah, Olabisi, please.
I'm sorry, I was also going to say what Amidu said. I'm on version 26. I was going to ask, is there any place where we can also find it? It's not in my version 2.
Okay, yeah. I think SPS, the meta-analysis in SPSS, I think it's quite recent, maybe in version 28 or so. I'm sorry about that. I didn't remember that. Perhaps you would have bought your version before now. All right. Okay, please, if you want to get these presentations, I encourage you, please put Eman, is it possible to quickly create a Google
Form for
link?
emails?
Yeah, just for emails.
Okay.
So that it's easier than to put it on the chat here. So that you can share the link and they can put their emails. So please, if you want to get the presentation and then we inform you when the video is ready, Emma will create that before we finish. Then you can put your email only if you want it. Okay, so now you can see if it's raw data, it gives us some options. One is the study size. You have the mean, you have the standard deviation for the treatment group here. And then you have that for the control group as well. All right. And then you have options, the model type you want to choose, the random effects and fixed effects. The effect size you want to calculate, coherence D, hedges G, glass delta, unstandardized, mean difference. And then you have other things you can perform in this place. Don't put your email on the chat box. That will not be helpful at all. Just wait for Eman to get the link. It should be quick soon, and then you can put your emails there. And so here we have for the treatment group, the total study size is actually here. Total of the treatment, we put it here. Mean for the treatment group is this. Mean XT, we put it here. Standard deviation for the treatment group is this. We put it here. For the control group, is C total to be here. For the mean is this here. And finally, the standard deviation is here. The study ID is still our study ID here. We do this, random effects is here, but we choose the unstandardized mean difference. And then the criteria, everything looks fine. In the criteria analysis, here in analysis, you can choose to have subgroup analysis, but let's leave that as it is now. Let's leave that. Inference, here you can choose the different estimator types, maximum likelihood, hedges, hunters, image. The Simonian lead, yeah, that is quite common, and so on and so forth. So we can choose the Simonian and lead. All right. Yeah, Eman, I think, yeah, we'll click continue and say bias. No, we don't deal with bias now. Trim and field, let's not deal with that. Print, okay. The print, we take test of heterogeneity measures. We click and go, and then we have plots. And what I showed you before is the forest plot. Okay, Emma has put the link there, so please, before you go, don't forget. The forest plot is the one that we'll take here. The forest plot, the other plots you can have here. We need the effect size. We need a confidence interval. We need p-value. We need the weight. And then we have annotations, heterogeneity test. And it says the reference lines, we take overall effect, null effect, we take that. Yes, we take those and we continue. Okay, it brings me here. Then, let me see. The print, okay. Let me see. Inference. That one I've chosen. Analysis. That one I've also chosen. Plots. All right. Okay, this is fine. All right, so once that is done, I click OK. I've had everything I need. I click OK. And when I click OK, it takes me to the output of the SPSS. And yeah, Samuel is raising his hand, please.
Yeah,
Samuel,
hello,
please.
hello, Prof.
Yeah.
I think I had Miriam ask the question the other time, but I was waiting to get a better understanding of that question, of the answer rather. That the data, Miriam has a question regarding the data that we
Marion. Miriam,
okay. Yes, she has a question regarding the data that we are using here now. And I wanted to know from that question that how do we work on this data? Is it automatically that you produce this data, or you do it manually after you have started from Rayyan?
You need to have, when we went through the systematic review course, you need to have a data extraction form where you have extracted your data, and then once you're thinking about the meta-analysis, you need to now, from that extraction form, formulate your meta-analysis file. All right, formulate your meta-analysis file. And so that is what you will use. So this file I gave to you is the meta-analysis file that has been constructed from the data extraction. All right, so the most important thing here is the forest plot. And that is what we see. All right, this is the forest plot from the SPSS of all the studies. All right. So it gave us all the studies. I may want to have subgroups by by study design. Okay, subgroup by study design. So let me put that study design, and I'll put it in the subgroup. If I click analysis, then I have the subgroup. I put it on the sub design, and I will click continue. And yeah, once that is done, I can run this again. And once I run it, what you will see here now, so in this first one, we'll have one overall estimate here, because we'll combine everything. But in this second one, because I have introduced subgroup by study design, it's giving me subgroup overall for case control studies and subgroup overall for cohort studies. So you can introduce subgroups and explore if there is any difference between the subgroups. All right, so this is for continuous variable when you have raw data. But if you don't have raw data and you have pre-calculated data, this is what SPSS will be asking you. Before we have the, what's it called? The different treatment groups, control groups, who have those in the data. Yeah, Eman, see if you check again. think some people are complaining it's not. Okay. So in this, all right. So in this pre-calculated, we can put we don't have the estimate for the different treatment and control groups. We don't have that. So we only use one estimate here when it's pre-calculated, okay? But that is not what we have. Just in case you have that, then you can use that. The other thing I want to show you here is when you have variables that are binary or so, when you have variables that are binary, what you do, you go to Analyze, Meta-Analysis, Binary Outcomes, Raw Data, if you have raw data, and we actually do have it. Raw data, we have the treatment group here. We have the treatment group here. You have the treatment group there. You have the success in the treatment group, failure in the treatment group. Success in the control group, failure in the control group, study ID, and then you choose the other thing. So the treatment group is death. Is the success in the treatment group is death, death here. Failure in the treatment group is no death. All right. Success in the control group is control death, and failure in the control group is no death. And then you have the study ID, is study ID here. Let's go for risk ratio, random effect, and criteria is fine. Analysis. We can also introduce subgroup here. We can also introduce subgroup here. So when I click the analysis, this is what I get. So we can introduce study group here. I just put the study design and the subgroup design box here. And I continue. And I come to inference, the Semonia lead. I take that one. Yeah, I'm not doing bias analysis here. And oh, where is my listing? Goodness me, what happened? Did my listing drop off? What? Oh. Oh, the thing dropped off actually. All right, so I start from beginning. Don't worry, I think we should be quick about it now. So I choose success in the treatment group is still death. Failure in the treatment group is, oh no, so this one is this here. The death here. No death is here. Control group is control death here. Control no death here. Study ID here. So we take log risk ratio. That is what you want to calculate because we have a binary outcome data. And do analysis. Yeah, I was saying that we introduce subgroup analysis, and I continue with that. Inference, I take the Simonian lead. I take that up, and then I have print. What do I print? Heterogeneity measures, and continue. And plots. Now I have plot. I take the forest plot, and I take a number of things there. Then I go. Oh, actually, you're not seeing the screen. Oh, goodness. Okay, so this is what we have. What I've been selecting: a heterogeneity test, overall, null, and here is asking me display exponentiated form. Yes, this one we take it because in this thing I will show you in the first place, not here, in the analysis. No, it's not the analysis actually. Not this one. This is not what I'm looking for. Anyway, yeah, okay, yeah, it's here. It's here actually. So here we have log risk ratio, but here it's asking us whether we take the exponentiated value, and that is when you will get it as the risk ratio itself. So I think everything should be fine here, and we just click OK. If I click OK, what happens is this now. So because I introduced subgroup of study designs, it has divided the study into two, and as well as calculating the overall. So you can see the overall here for the study designs are different here. They're different. Okay. So this is actually exponentiated because of log risk ratio we chose. That is why you exponentiate. Okay. Do you have any question? This is the basic thing you would do in your SPSS for meta-analysis with SPSS. And okay, I have Simon Agongo. Don't leave yet. Don't
Prof,
leave
thank you so much. I've really learned a lot. I'm asking if your study is cross-sectional, where possibly you have only one group. How do you go about that?
Yeah, I mean, the group here is not actually just in the intervention group setting. The group here is if you have exposure, those who are exposed and those who are not exposed. For instance, you have smokers versus non-smokers. Okay, so when you're doing session study, so that is what is expected here. It's not the group per se. It's not the group per se, the intervention or control group really.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, Greg.
All right, thank you so much, Prof, for this. This is actually very insightful for me. I'll just have a question on the analysis. Looking at the sample we are currently running with, that's about 20 studies. So I'm just thinking where you have, let's say, about or even 1,000, say 500 studies, which you want to have a meta-analysis done, and you want to now plot the graph as using the forest plot. I'm just thinking, would that be very clumsy looking at that? Because when you now even group the studies to case control or even cross-section and all that, we have the different studies, which makes some sense for me. I'm just thinking about the other studies where you have over 1,000. Wouldn't the forest plot be clumsy? That's what I'm just want to find out. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think it should if you have so many studies. But Greg, I promise you that you cannot. Oh Jesus, you cannot have up to 1,000 studies? What will make you to you will do that your lifetime? Really, that you will do that for your lifetime? Well, you will not have that many studies in reality. I think 20 studies may be more common than 100 studies. And after 100 studies, I think something else. That would be a terrible situation when you have up to one. Yeah, it will be clumsy, but it's rarer than living up to 140 years. I hope you understand. I hope you understand that. All right. Any other question? If not, let me just remind you, tomorrow we have an important topic in our seminar series. Who funds your research project? Who funds it? Exploring the landscape of research funders in Africa. Well, maybe you have been crying for a long time. Where do I get this? Where do I know this? Perhaps your crying needs to come to an end soon now. So please join us. Join us tomorrow. Join us tomorrow as our own Dr. Emma Sub takes us through what are the things that are out there, what you should look out for, where you should go. Don't miss it, please. Bring your colleagues and join us. And then the Friday of the coming week, data do not speak for themselves. We'll continue on the 20th edition of the research tips and tricks. Please also join us there. And then, the event of the season registration is still going on for the ASFI first annual virtual multidisciplinary conference and boot camp. So please take advantage of the early bird registration to register. Otherwise, it will increase after 30th of September. Yeah, with regards to the same conference, the late breaking abstract is going on. So please submit your abstract. Don't miss the opportunity. Many abstracts have come in and we're dealing with them. We have the research funding and grant writing course, which tallies with what we are doing this half of the year, looking at issues of research funding. So we will be having this and please apply if you have not applied, if you have not attended this course. And then the art of scientific writing and publishing as well. They are all open. Please do well apply. Some links here. And what will I say? Let me see what I can say now. I will unmute you. Thank you for coming, and I hope I will see some of you tomorrow. Oh, Adotun, sorry, I see your hand. I see your hand. Please, can you speak your question?
Sir, those of us that couldn't find meta-analysis on our analyze, how will you help us? Because we need to practice.
What do you mean? You didn't find?
Due to
you didn't? Okay, so you need to. I think you need to gather some money and upgrade your SPSS. I'm
a student, sir.
I know. Even if you're not a student, Nigeria is not palatable for anybody now. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Maybe you just be patient until let's see if Tinubu will make things better for Nigerians and things will improve.
I need it now. I want to practice.
Oh, you need it. You don't want to be patient. Okay.
You don't know when it will be.
We can't give you from here unless I don't know how you do that. Have you used your free version of SPSS?
Yes.
Okay, I've used the free version. Okay. So see whether you can get it from your colleagues also.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
All right,
sir.
thank you. Yeah, thank you, colleagues, and have a good evening. We will send the listing to those who have send their email, and then we will let you know when the video is ready to be taken or seen from our YouTube channel. Have a good evening and a good week ahead. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.